Oh, hey, Facebook. How you doing? Good to see ya. Been a while.
We do.
How you doing?
But I tried Twitch and I just
Oh,
don't
look.
understand
There's
it.
YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Been a
Sup?
while.
So
We normally don't have you on anymore, but, we figured something out today. We got some new equipment.
we're getting making
And
it
then,
work, moving on up.
Instagram, not going to forget you either. Hello, everybody out there.
What's up, y'all? Good to see you. Thanks
Yeah.
for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Nobody's watching yet. We'll get there.
Nobody's watching it. That's okay. We're early for today. Normally we're like an hour and a half later recording.
Yeah, we're
I'm gonna give you a countdown, right?
yes. Make it.
And then we're gonna be ready, right?
Yeah, whenever you ladies are good.
All right. We've already been recording for 10 minutes on our backup.
All right. Say when, and I'll
All
give
right.
you a few seconds. That way, it's always nice to not have to start the audio right away.
And we're going in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another Brewnomics podcast, episode 115.
You had me worried you were gonna miss it there, Jerry.
I had to go slow because I thought I might. That's all right, though. Yeah, this is, of course, the best beer podcast in the land, as it's been deemed by, I'm sure, somebody. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for the continued support and checking out our lounge series. That's been going great. I'm Jerry.
I'm Paula.
I'm William.
Hope everybody's doing good.
Doing copacetic, man. A little hungover.
Dude, I'm
As you are.
so hungover.
We didn't even hang out last night.
Sure, you can tell by this intro.
Yeah, he's super enthusiastic. I feel like I'm the only one that's even remotely talking fast.
Man. But yeah, this is going to be a good one. So we're going to kind of talk about some of our favorite mashups, crossovers, not our favorites, ones we haven't seen that we want, actually. And we'll kind of delve into that a little bit later. But first, let's get some of the cool stuff out of the way, and then we'll get a beer going.
All right.
So, yeah. We're doing a awesome giveaway right now with our friends at 2C Family Brewing. It is going on Instagram and Facebook. So, of course, the conditions are simple. You make sure you like our page. You make sure you like their page. Like the post. Tag a friend. We have a badass still refillable growler that you go in, and not only do you get the refillable growler, but you take your growler there. The first growler fill of my understanding of beer you're choosing is free. And then we have 2 hats, a black one that just says the 2C Family Brewing logo on it, and then a white one that says I drink beer today.
Because every day is a good day to drink beer.
It's a good day. They're both great hats. So you get 2 hats and a refillable growler and a free growler fill. Holy shit, are we good to you?
Yeah. Thank you to C Family Brewing for donating that to us as well. That's huge.
Big time. And if you haven't, make sure you go and check out our podcast with them. You can go to our YouTube channel and watch the video series, or of course the audio on wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, that's like $100 deal worth of merch right there.
If not
Pretty
more.
much. Yeah.
I mean, these growlers, every time I see these refillable growlers, are usually like $60.
Yeah.
Both of these hats are probably $20. So
Yep.
we're already up to $100 there. And then your growler fill, which is, $15 usually.
Yeah.
So yeah, about $115 of free
Yeah,
shit.
we were all looking at this growler and we're like, oh man, I kind of don't want to get that
I
away.
You
really
take it,
don't
right?
want to
Yeah.
give it away. It is a great
But we're going
growler,
to.
But that's what it's for.
We're going
For
to.
you guys. You're welcome.
Exactly. And then congrats to our Boise Beer Buddies membership winners, Justin and, I apologize if I say this wrong, Macario Barroso. Thanks for participating. Enjoy the membership. Make sure you use it. And when you do, post pictures, tag Boise Beer Buddies, tag us. And again, if you haven't checked out our interview with Boise Beer Buddies with a badass, powerful woman, Stacy Connolly, what are you doing?
Also, if you don't have a Boise Beer Buddies card yet, what are you doing?
Exactly. And don't be a sucker and pay full price. Because, you should use your code Brewnomics and get 25% off your membership.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
Love that Brewnomics is a discount code. You should just walk into different places and just try it
Just try it.
because we're everywhere.
It'll work at probably 2C, probably Cope and Ross, probably at the lounge. Well, it definitely works at the lounge because we still get our growler deals with him. Just try your luck. And if it doesn't work, be like, well, what the fuck are you guys doing?
You need to go find and talk to Jerry and Will and And PK.
So yeah, and also a huge shout out to the lounge for their continued support and space and help with doing our interview series.
Yep.
That's how we've got a lot of these giveaways, had a lot of the cool people on the show. And tomorrow, I'm super excited. We're going to do one with Edge Brewing, their sales manager, Cece.
I
So
believe so, yeah.
have a good time. Look forward to that. And after that, we have Spitfire Pizza, the proprietor Rich coming on, and he's a badass. Makes some of the best pizza in the valley, and a big lover of craft beer. Has a great selection there. So
And he's an awesome guy too.
Mhm.
You just be on the lookout for those. Those should be dropping
more
normally. I don't know when during the week sometime.
Wednesdays or something.
Yeah.
Just follow us. You'll figure it out. All right. My mouth's dry from talking so much.
Yeah. So our first beer here today, Jerry, you bought this down at our local I don't know, craft beer store, Brewers Haven. Not a sponsor, want to be a sponsor, please. And what did you pick up for us?
So this one's kind of interesting, and I'm curious to see how it's going to go. It is from Elysian Brewing, who I used to love. I no longer do. And it is their Rolling Stone Lager. Rolling Stone, as in the magazine. And I'm like, hey, man, this is going to be a pretty cool collaboration. I wonder what's it about. Hey, look, on the back, a letter from the brewer. You're probably wondering what we're trying to do. It's hard to say. We wanted to add a little more magic to the world, so Rolling Stone Lager is about embracing the spirit of the music that transforms us, brings us together, and also sets us free. To describe it any further would be difficult without sounding like bullshit. And its bullshit is like gathering moss.
A Rolling Stone gathers no moss.
Mhm.
Got it.
Exactly. 4.8% hops. We got some Cascade, Crystal, Mandarina, and Bavaria. Malts, Pilsner, Cara Bohemian, Cara Foam. Notes: crisp with hints of caramel and orange marmalade.
Oh, orange marmalade.
Mhm.
So Paddington Bear would love this.
I love Rolling Stone as a magazine. Some people argue that they've got too political, and my argument is, well, then you must be fucking new to Rolling Stone.
Well,
Because that's literally how the
world.
magazine has been since its inception, just with a big, advocate for rock and roll on top of it, leading the way. But you can't have rock and roll without politics. And if you say you can't, you're listening to shitty fucking rock and roll.
Or polka.
Exactly. So, and we'll see. I used to love Elysian. They still make okay beer, but when they, got bought out, sold out, whatever you want to say, made me sad.
Yeah, they got purchased by AB InBev, I believe, in 2017, 16, something like that.
Something like that. And I was just bummed because they had a great beer, and it was literally called Loser. Corporate beer sucks. Can't find that one anymore.
No.
Weird.
PK, what do we got for this on Untapped?
Well, on the good old Untapped, we have 1,206 total check-ins, 315 this month, and the average rating is 3.38.
That's interesting.
It's not a fucking bad beer, actually. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of wanting to hate it. But it is crisp. It's actually got some good flavor to it. I do get the caramel a little bit. I haven't discovered or felt the orange marmalade yet, but we'll see if it comes through. But either way, not a bad beer. I can't remember what I paid, but it was not much. It was actually very reasonably priced beer
for a 16-ounce can.
Yeah, I want to say it was literally less than $2 for the 16-ounce can, or right around there. Both the beers I got were fairly inexpensive, all things considered. So I don't know, man. I said I like the Rolling Stone label. It definitely caught my eye, even though it does kind of look like one of those Budweiser premium cans or something. Not disappointed with the beer. I'd give it a 3.25. Okay.
Yeah, that's about right on target for what it is. I get a lot of honey on this beer, especially right up front. I'm kind of with you. I'm not really picking up any kind of orange, but it's a lager. It's not super exciting because it's a lager. I don't really know if I'm looking for much more. I mean,
and it's 4.8, so I don't care what you say. If you have something that low, you can't get a lot of flavor put into that.
Okay.
Typically,
we found that one. What was it? The mango cart.
Yeah,
that just was exploding with flavor, but
it tastes like a straight soda, and it's only 4%. So it happens, but not often. But like I said, all in all, not mad at this beer. And I bet there are a lot of people out there that would drink it. And if you're, definitely if you're at a rock concert in the summer,
expect to pay $20 for it.
Sure, but that's not an appropriate time to get super trashed. So this is a good beer that you could sip on all day in the heat and
Yeah.
have a little buzz, but keep kind of composure of yourself. So no, I dig this. I totally dig this beer for what it's worth. Actually,
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.
cool.
Word. Okay, so upon drinking this beer with the orange marmalade that's supposed to be in it, for me, it's like I taste that. It's like the aftertaste, kind of like when you have like an orange slice, and then you're done eating it, and then you have the residual taste of an orange afterwards.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting from that.
Maybe a little, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely crisp. I'm definitely tasting the caramel. And dude, 4.8%. It's an all day drinker.
Mhm.
Can't go wrong with that. Nothing too particularly special about this, but there's nothing really wrong about it either.
Agreed.
And when Jerry, excuse me, I had a big old burp. When Jerry brought it out, I was like, "Did you fucking bring Budweiser? What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
At
handed it
that
to
point,
us.
it's a call for help. There's something wrong.
Yeah,
It's
he handed it to us, and at first I looked at him and was like, "Jerry, are you?" And then I had to I almost did a double take on the label. Yeah.
But yes, dude, 3.25. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I think I wouldn't mind taking a sixer with me as I play froth whenever I do that.
I would absolutely drink
Frisbee
this
golf.
again if it's like, I'm exactly something like that, or it's just got to do a lot of yard work or something.
It's not a bad hangover beer. I'm not gonna lie.
No, totally not. Totally not. Great one to start the show off with, I think.
Cool. With that, let's get into our main topic, Jerry. We decided to come up with, what was it? Kind of like crossover wishes or dreams, right?
Mashups, whatever you want to call it, because those are always a lot of fun, I think. And for me, I watch a lot of wrestling. You guys may or may not have known that about me.
A little.
But they've had some really cool ones. There's this game, and I'm sure you guys have heard of it, or some of you had, called King of Fighters, a tournament,
Hell
badass
yeah.
arcade beat 'em up side scroller in the 90s, and they brought back a mobile version, and it's actually a fucking great game. But they did a WWE team up to where you could get John Cena, Undertaker, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Kofi Kingston in this universe and play with them in the tournament, and that was just fucking cool as shit to me.
King of Fighters, is that the one with like the Catman guy and the big bear? Or am I thinking of like Virtual Fighter or
I think
something?
that's Virtual Fighter. This
Okay.
wasn't like an arcade side to side. It was like a street scroller, kind of like a Streets of Rage or something to that
Okay,
effect.
or like
Yeah.
a
And
Double
it had a
Dragon.
storyline built into it to where you had to get invited to this tournament, fight your way up. But, people would stop you on the street and try to fight you to take your tournament invitation, because if you can't defend yourself well enough to keep your tournament invitation, then you don't deserve to go to the fucking tournament.
You need to be in the Kumite.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. So it's a fun, silly game, but there's that. And then WWE has this game called WWE Champions Mobile. And it's like a duel game, but you fight against somebody. So you do
So
a
it's
match and they do a match.
It's a match 3 game, but it's fighting.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you like wrestling and you like those, it's a fine game to pass the time when you're taking a poo. But ultimately, what brought that up was a fucking badass one, Masters of the Universe and WWE crossover,
Mhm.
with an exclusive line of action figures through Walmart, but you can also play with these characters in the game. So you have like a Triple H, He-Man. I can't remember what they all are, but they're fucking awesome. And
That's
so-
really ironic, because at one point I think Triple H cosplayed as like Skeletor.
Skeletor. Oh, totally looks like Skeletor in a lot of them. So that was, to me, what I was like, I love, I love crossover events. I love different mashups. So we're going to get into that. And I'm like, to the best of our knowledge, these don't exist. So that this is our take on what we want. And that's literally just the rules. Is it's 2 universes, whatever universe has never collided. So we're going to fucking make them collide.
Okay.
Well, I think you're searching for Tekken. Well, you said the bear and the
yes,
Catman.
thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank
Attaboy.
you. Oh my gosh, that
It's driving you crazy.
It really was. I was like, I know it's not Primal Rage, but
I'd love to play a remastered version of that.
The way that I looked at this is I kind of came up with a couple different ones and kind of came up with like my pitch for what it would be. So I don't know how you guys did it, but I was just thinking kind of like movies or whatever, or like kind of a cartoon. And then I also just kind of wanted to give some shout outs of like because I asked my wife what she was gonna if she could mash anything together, like what she would do.
Mhm.
And she came up with some really funny things.
I should have put this on Facebook because we've got such a creative, fun group of people on our Brewnomics Brew Crew page. If you're not on there, please join. It's a lot of fun. But we post memes, share memes, Brewnomics news, other stuff, just community for like-minded people that like beer and stupid shit. I bet we would have got some cool answers on there.
Yeah. And so I think at the end, because I don't want to take anybody's with her little shout outs or whatever. She doesn't have yours. Are you serious? All right. All right. And then I also just want to give
I'll
a
be
shout
so
out.
impressed if she does.
A shout out to well, I've got it written down, so we'll be able to find out. But some other stuff that I thought just looked cool online. But because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing something that was already taken.
Yeah, fan art mashups are awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Oh, the best.
Yeah. So with that, who wants to go first?
I
thought Jerry already did go first.
Crickets.
No, those were the ones I saw. Like I have pretty good details on what obviously mine's going to be wrestling crossed over with something.
Okay.
Word. Well, we'll just kick it out, man.
All right. So my top one, and this was like my favorite idea that I came up with for this, was Ghostbusters, because I just love Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters has already been mashed up with a lot of stuff already. So it's been
Boy,
mashed
has
up
it.
with like Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I wasn't going to go that way. I actually tried to think of a really good scenario that would be useful in a future Ghostbusters movie or something. And what I came up with was Ghostbusters and Cabin in the Woods, because that would be flippin' awesome to have the Ghostbusters team show up like, hey, there was this call out to this cabin, or from this cabin where these people have been killed. And, you've got if spoilers for Cabin in the Woods, if you haven't seen it, pretty old movie. You should have seen it. But there's a scientific team that basically helps people be sacrificed for this old ancient god kind of a
Whatever
thing, deity,
it is,
which the Ghostbusters have experienced facing before. And I just figured that would be pretty awesome, because halfway through Cabin in the Woods, like everything gets unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
So what if, like, in order to, kind of fix the situation, they had to come in and start blasting everything that was kind of out there. I just thought that was a really cool idea.
That would be pretty fun, because I had a similar thought to that, except my initial thought wasn't Ghostbusters. It was the Scooby-Doo.
Oh, the Mystery Machine.
The
Yeah.
Mystery Machine. But they would die so fast.
Oh, so
in
fast.
that universe. Like, at least Ghostbusters have like actual ghost experience and, plasma guns and shit.
Yeah. They're not all stoned.
They're not all stoned.
And I just felt like it was a really good mashup in terms of like the comedy, that kind of comes from Cabin in the Woods and Ghostbusters. They're both a little bit dark, but both a little bit, kind of zany in a way.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty lighthearted when it comes down to it. I mean, you have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and you have like the, super gory, what was it? The merman that ate.
It's never the mermaid.
I know. So that was my first one. My second one was Fast and the Furious meets up with Gone in 60 Seconds. And what happens is the Gone in 60 Seconds guys basically break into Dom's shop and they steal a bunch of cars because they need them to ship out, right? And then eventually what happens is the Fast and Furious guys come and meet up and confront the Gone in 60 Seconds people. And then for some reason they have to like join forces against the main bad guy. And then they all just take him down, and then they have cool fast cars. Because I think that would kind of work as well.
That would work. Or if there was somehow you could mix, I like the Gone with 60 Seconds, but I like the ridiculous of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yes.
But then you throw it in with a little bit of Speed Racer.
Oh, so add some Speed Racer into there too. All right.
Just with the animation and the insane tracks and the
car flips,
what the cars
and
can
the
do,
stunts, and all right, that'd be fun.
Snake Oil versus Toretto.
And then I've got a couple more that I'll throw out there later, because I had like a cartoon one and another one that I thought would be a fun continuation mashup. But I'll get to them after you guys say yours because I don't want to take up too much time. But the last one that I will say, just to put it out there, is I will take a Tron mashup of anything.
Of anything.
I will
Alright,
just
alright.
Tron anything. I just love that art style. I love the art direction. I think that it just looks super cool. Just give me Tron mashup with anything, and I'll take it.
Well, there are a bunch of variants where Marvel artists had did Tron like
Yeah.
costumes. You know,
Yeah, I've seen
Spider-Man,
'em.
Moon Knight,
Yeah.
yeah, Wolverine.
I have not seen that.
Super dope, dude.
Huh.
Yeah, look it up online if
Well,
you can. Just
try and remember to
Google
remember that.
like Tron mashup Marvel or whatever, and you'll find it. I'm gonna hand my phone to Jerry so that way he can see it.
I'll look at it later. That's fine.
Oh, look, he saw it.
Oh, neat.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still showing me. Still cool. All right.
Great radio.
I'm just curious because, like I said, obviously, so I'm not doing a crossover. I am doing a mashup. So, a universe, and I am taking wrestlers and putting them into that universe as these characters. I'm just really curious if you guys can guess who I picked. Like
what universe?
Yeah. You can ask for like a couple hint questions
I
if
would
you
say
want.
like Mortal Kombat.
Nah. Thought about that.
Is it like super mainstream?
Yes.
Is it? Have there been comics of it?
Yes.
Is it just DC?
No.
Okay. Is it Transformers?
No.
Okay.
It started as a comic,
Oh,
but it's not primarily known as a comic.
Archie.
Okay.
Just imagine.
Archie has had a lot of weird crossovers.
Yeah.
It's the Ninja Turtles.
Oh my god,
Okay.
dude! It was tip of my tongue.
It was right there.
Yeah.
Tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. So, but I did them as certain wrestlers as certain characters. So the ones that was obviously just the main crew. So Splinter, Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, Shredder, and April O'Neil. I'll also give you bonus points if you can guess the wrestler I would have put with the character. So first I have, Splinter, of course, the wise, educated leader. It's been through way more than anyone should, and still somehow one
Rey
of the
Mysterio.
best people, rats, characters. He's got a good moral compass on him. No, not Rey Mysterio. I actually picked because it's this is the old wise legendary character. I actually picked Bruno Sammartino for this, who's one of the old school wrestler. He was very popular in the 50s and 60s. Longest reigning heavyweight champion in WWE history by 12 years. He held the heavyweight championship by 12 years. But this is also a dude, if you're interested in any sort of anybody overcoming life, any sort of American dream, anything like that, he's from Italy, and his village was destroyed by Nazis in World War II. A whole bunch of his family was killed. He has an insane story about how his dad went to Pittsburgh, and then the war started, and they never knew if they were going to see his dad again. His mom would literally at night sneak through like Nazi camps to steal like supplies and food for him. He never knew if he was going to see his mom again at the end of the day. Finally made it over to America when he was like 13 years old. On the way to school, a bunch of kids just called him a wop and started beating the shit out of him, and he'd never heard of what that word was. All these terrible things, but ended up just being just this beautiful beast of a man. The dude was 5'10" and 300 pounds of solid muscle. One of the strongest dudes ever, but just a great dude. And I think he can make a leader. And if there's any wrestler that somebody should look up to, it's definitely Bruno Sammartino. If you don't know the story of Bruno Sammartino, do yourself a favor.
Who did you have as the main four?
All right. So Leonardo, obviously, the leader. John Cena.
Okay.
I mean, to me, it just has to be John Cena. He's the cleanest cut. He is the face of the company. He's been the face of the company for 15 years. I mean, even still the poster boy. And he stood for a good person. Or he's always remained a good person. Some might say Hulk Hogan. Fuck Hulk Hogan. Racist old piece of shit. No, he doesn't deserve to be anywhere near.
So he's like, I don't know, what was like Bugman or whatever from TMNT.
I don't know. Who's the racist character? Probably that one. For Raphael, the traits of them: hothead, angry, brash, but incredibly loyal. Also, really angry, a little paranoid. To me, that just screams Macho Man, Randy Savage.
I can see that. That's
because
fun.
he was real life paranoid, crazy person, but also, loyal to a fault. And when push came to shove, he would he'd just go with the best of them. Michelangelo, the wisecracker, the goofball, but can still get after it and get it done. Like any member of the New Day, any of them.
Okay.
Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Biggie, I think they would all be great because they have great comedy aspects to them. They're silly. They love the cosplay. I think that'd be a good one. Donatello was the hardest one for me.
You gotta have somebody kind of brainy, but somebody still.
And braininess in wrestling doesn't typically go hand in hand.
You didn't want to choose any one of the Dudley boys with the glasses?
God, no.
Okay.
No. This is a wrestler, the one who I picked, most people have probably never heard of, but it would be David Otunga. He's more of a commentator now. He was on the original season of Tough Enough. He was in NXT, kind of had some injuries hold him back, but he's got his bachelor's in psychology from University of Illinois, but then he was top of the class Harvard, and he's got his law degree from Harvard. And he actually dropped out of being a lawyer, like a very prolific, smart human rights lawyer, to become a professional wrestler. And he's now still considered one of the smartest people on the planet. Also, fun fact, he's Jordan Sparks' husband.
Okay.
The musician.
For what?
Who's Jordan Sparks?
Yeah.
She was a black chick and she got famous from American Idol.
Okay.
I think it's Jordan Sparks. Could be saying the name wrong. I didn't write that down.
Okay. You're going off the top of your head. All right.
Yeah.
You said two more was April O'Neil and Shredder.
Yes. Shredder for me, this is a hard one because I'd like to think the greatest heel in wrestling, but I didn't really pick a great heel character. I just picked somebody that I think has the darkness, a lot of black and a lot of purple in their costume, has been around forever and is damn near undefeatable. And to me, it's got to be The Undertaker.
Okay. I'll accept that.
Plus, I think that would look cool as shit. And April O'Neil, reporter, beloved friend of the Turtles, kick Foot Clan member right in the dick. Hot redhead that looks good in yellow. It's got Becky Lynch. Has to be Becky Lynch.
Okay.
I'm sure she'd also kick a Foot Clan member right in their dick. That's all I got.
So if they were to actually, put this forward or whatever, I think, was it Sheamus or whatever? I think he'd make a good Bebop.
He literally did.
Oh, that's right. He did. Maybe that's why I'm putting it together in my head.
And that may have been something that inspired it to me. But yeah, he would. He did make a great Bebop. And also,
or was he Rocksteady? I think Bebop was the in the character.
Bebop
was the pig guy. Rocksteady was the rhino. So I think he became the rhino.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Also, the original Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, when it comes to Super Shredder, the body that was Kevin Nash. He was the one under the costume.
Oh, okay.
Original Diesel, sense. Big sexy, all 7 foot of them.
So there's 2 minutes of screen time.
All 2 minutes of screen time. So there's definitely history with wrestlers and Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
So let's make a mashup toy line, please.
Do it. We need it.
They'd probably pick somebody other than David Otunga, though. But maybe like the other one that's known for being really smart is Kane, the big red machine. But I just can't imagine Kane in like a little purple.
Yeah.
What do you even call those masks? Eye covers, eye holes.
Oh yeah, they're not domino mask at all. Yeah, dude.
I could bandana masks, bandanas,
something. Anyways, that would be fun.
I think that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be cool. And plus, wrestling in general has a huge impact on pop culture, aside from just affecting pop culture as well.
It really does have a much bigger impact than people give it credit for sometimes.
Well, I mean, obviously it's impacted the show, let alone, just on its own.
Well, just the wrestlers themselves, they all have their own little themes that they love, Power Rangers.
And they do. And tonight, and I'll probably watch it after this, is Backlash. It's a WWE pay-per-view. And I love watching the pay-per-views because a lot of these characters sometimes will literally cosplay as others. And the New Day are huge for that. Seth Rollins is another one. Rey Mysterio is
Yeah.
the best at it.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to comic book characters. Becky Lynch has done it. Alexa Bliss is another one that loves comic books and has done cool stuff like that. Just badass like Iron Man 1. So yeah, that's enough about that. I'll spare the rest of you guys from wrestling.
That's fine, dude. You're cool. You're cool. You're cool.
But it is a lot of fun. And I want to hear other people's ideas for who Donatello should be if you are interested. I do kind of like the Rey Mysterio thought. He's pretty badass.
Cool.
But I specifically, it had to be wrestlers that got their worth in WWE.
Okay.
That was like my only caveat to that. All right, next beer.
Next beer. Yay.
Will, what's this one about?
This is the Chai PA. This beer was given to me via a good friend of mine, actually, Justin Barroso, who I know the same winner as our Boise Brewing thing. Like
That was
it was
not
totally
planned.
random.
These are not biased. We literally put the names into a spin wheel and spin the wheel.
And I wasn't the one that did that.
I was
spin wheel.
so surprised he won because there are a lot of people on that had multiple entries and he only had one.
Yeah.
And I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah. So yeah, Justin is an ex coworker of mine. Again, I'm unemployed at the moment, but that's all right. And one of our coworkers there at my old, place that I used to work, it was a guy by the name of David Sign. And David's family owns Byway Brewing out in Hammond, Indiana. And Hammond, Indiana, if you look at it, it's kind of right up there by Notre Dame and Valparaiso. And it's right on the border of Chicago. And so it's kind of nestled right up on there, like near kind of the lake there. And it's just, if you were to look up their brewery, Byway Brewing, online, it is massive and it is beautiful. And so David sent Justin a couple of these beers very graciously. And Justin shared them with me and said, hey, have these on the show. Because, he supports Brewnomics and he's a good friend. And he knew that I had actually been trying to talk David into sending me some beer as well. So, this is the Chai PA by Byway Brewing. It's an IPA with tangerine, I believe, right?
Hoppy tangerine notes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's kind of how I obtained it. But I don't know. PK, do you want to read the Untapped? I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking.
Sure. We're done listening to you anyway, Will. So
Thank you.
about it.
Yeah, I figured I was losing the audience.
See, tangerine is super popular right now. You guys notice that?
That's the flavor of the summer.
It's the flavor of the summer.
I love tangerine. I love mangoes. I'm super happy. Both are popular at the moment.
Good. So for this particular beer, there's been 3,576 total check-ins.
That's a lot of check-ins.
But guess how many this month so far?
17.
Dude, 16.
Really?
Yeah. I'll drink to that.
Oh. I'll take a drink.
Yeah. Wow.
Jerry.
And with an average rating of 3.68, 6.5% ABV with 65 IBUs. Dude, this seems to be a pretty popular beer.
Upon first sip, I can totally tell why. It's one of my favorite balances at the 65 IBU and 6.5%. Probably easily my favorite, especially when it comes to a good old classic American IPA. It's nowhere near as hoppy as you would think coming at you that way. On the can, it also says they were the 2016 gold medalist at the Indiana Brewers Cup.
Yeah, on Untapped, one of the last little descriptions it says is our 2016 Indiana Brewers Cup gold medal winner is hazy, double dry hopped with refreshing tangerine notes and lasting finish. So there you go.
I was nervous with the Chai PA because I thought it would be like chai tea. It's not spelled that way, but the can is clearly, I assume that's the Chicago skyline.
That is the Chicago skyline. Yes, it is. It is heavily inspired by the Chicago locale. Yeah, they're not too far away from there.
I was like, but it's a different state.
To be honest, but they're literally right off the freeway, and I think you could see the brewery from the freeway, and it's just you get off the exit and you take a couple turns and you're there.
Oh, interesting.
So
I wonder if they're
a main byway of there.
Cubs or White Sox fans.
I would guess Cubs. I think
I don't really give a shit.
White Sox are a little bit further north
Fucking yeah.
in Illinois, but whatever.
What was the untapped rating on this?
Let's see. We had
3.68.
368.
yes,
I
3.68.
remember things.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. We're not that drunk yet.
I've been drunk all weekend.
You were telling me that, Paul.
That's
Are you,
sobriety.
are you doing okay?
I'm just living my life, having fun, man. Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of shows too, so I don't blame you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, look for the
Talk-
next talking shit with PK and Vic coming out. I don't know, whenever we get around to editing it.
That'll be like sometime next week. You guys are cool.
All right, so back to this beer.
Yes.
The Chai PA.
Immediately,
Chai
yes.
PA? Chai tea?
I thought chai tea because I didn't see the Chicago background on this. So I was looking for notes of chai tea, which never came.
I'm so glad. Fucking hate chai tea.
I love chai tea.
You would.
I
I
love
do.
chai tea too. You're outnumbered in this vote.
That's all right. I will not apologize for my disdain for chai tea.
So continue, PK.
But this particular beer is just fantastic. I do love the tangerine flavor of the summer. It, in my opinion, should be the flavor of the summer. I've bought a lot of just tangerine wheat.
Mhm.
I saw Guy's Little Cutie,
Mhm.
and now I'm drinking the chai PA, and I'm just super happy that we're having it right now. Incredibly drinkable. I would drink this all fucking day. It definitely has all my styles. I give her a 3.75.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm right there with you. 375, I would. It is very drinkable. It's fruity, but not too fruity. Drink it cold, drink it fresh. I would love to have this fresh off tap. I bet it's
Oh, I bet it's
Ooh.
phenomenal.
I bet that would take it from like a 375 to a 425 or something.
Probably.
But no, very, very good beer. Thank
Yeah.
you.
David and Justin.
Yes.
Both. Yes, thank you. I'm gonna stick right there with you. 375. Only reason it doesn't get a 4 for me is because I'm not super fan of that kind of Northwest style bitter finish like Jerry is, I was surprised that you had rated it. You didn't give it the 4, but
Yeah, I'm thinking about a 4. I might have gone too low.
yeah, because it's really smooth at the beginning. It's very tasty. There's lots of flavor here. So and I don't think there's any lactose in this for it being as smooth as it is.
No, nor
So-
should there be.
Yeah.
Quit putting fucking lactose in beer.
We had another beer from them actually that has lactose in it, and I noticed that Jerry did not pick that one.
Weird.
But no, this is great. 3.75. Thank you again so much, both. Yeah, Justin and David. Thank you. Hopefully we'll see more stuff from Byway Brewing here in the future. I know that they have an awesome barrel program, and yeah, I know I'll probably be reaching out to you guys here in a little bit. So thank you again, and cheers.
Cheers.
Double up. I think when it comes to the crossover mashup, whatever you want to call it for this particular episode, as you guys know, and I think our listeners know, I love Power Rangers.
Mhm.
Power Rangers it's just my thing. And what got me into Power Rangers was actually Voltron. Because Voltron was essentially the original, aside from like the Super Sentai in like Japan, but when it comes to the cartoons, it's just it's Voltron. And I've always wanted a sort of like Power Rangers mythos in the Voltron universe. So because with Power Rangers, they can just take their Zords and just combine them into anything. They're Legos essentially, and make different, more powerful Zords. That's how they defeat their villains.
Mhm.
Voltron is just Voltron. Voltron is just defending the universe. Voltron doesn't need any upgrades because it takes the will and the heart of the Voltron team to really just destroy the evil. So I would like to see like upgrades to Voltron, if you will, like a Super Megazord Voltron.
So for them to combine rather than for them to like fight each other.
Essentially, because when Power Rangers got into this shit, they're like, oh, it's cool because Zordon gave us like an upgrade, and they have the morphing grid. Voltron does not have the morphing grid. It's essentially just a robot that's kind of fueled by like the hearts and will of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see Voltron just upgraded, and the Voltron Force with different generations. So you got Power Rangers, you got Power Rangers Turbo, you got Power Rangers Space. I would like to see Voltron Turbo, there is a car one, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not the same. Those are different variation of Voltron. And I think that sort of mashup would do very well just story wise, because you would because the Power Ranger formula is like you always need to upgrade and get better.
Apologies.
Turn off your porn, Will.
No, I actually know of a Power Rangers Voltron mashup that I was going to show you. Yeah.
You do?
But I was going to try and.
This is legit.
mute it. Yeah, it's an actual legit thing that I think, just a bunch of people, out there on the YouTubes or whatever put together. And it looks cool.
It was a fan thing?
Yeah, it was a fan thing.
It wasn't in canon or anything. Okay.
No, but it's still done really well.
I'm sure it'd be dope.
I'm trying to look it up for you, but sorry about the interruption.
And then to that fact, I think having a mashup with Voltron and Power Rangers would be fucking fantastic. Just the Voltron Force meeting the Power Rangers, and they're like, "Who are you?" And they're like, "Who are you?" They're like, "Oh, we just powered this huge Jaeger. Hey, so do we." Oh, cool.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to do Power Rangers because I was so close to doing in the vein of what I did with Ninja Turtles with the original Power Rangers cast, which would be pretty easy. I mean, I could probably do that off the top of my head.
Super easy, dude.
So, Tommy, aka what do we call it first? The Green Ranger.
He was the Green Ranger.
Green Ranger, still John Cena. The Blue Ranger, Billy. I'd pick Daniel Bryan.
I know enough about wrestling because of you to agree with that.
As far as the Yellow Ranger goes, because obviously, at the times we had to stick with, you can't be a Yellow Ranger and not be Asian. So Asuka is a clear winner there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And even if not, still probably Asuka because she's fucking badass. Pink Ranger, Charlotte Flair.
That makes sense.
The Black Ranger, probably Bobby Lashley. What other ones are there? Who did I miss? The Red Ranger?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's actually probably John Cena.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then who would be the Green Ranger? / White Ranger.
/ White Ranger. If he weren't a cunt, Hulk Hogan. But instead, let's go Bret Hart.
Bret Hart?
Yeah. Or maybe Stone Cold.
Okay. For some reason, I was expecting like Randy Orton. Was he like a bad guy, good guy?
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
What about Zordon?
I like Randy Orton. That's
or even like
pick.
fucking Alpha. Who's Alpha?
Well, Alpha would be probably like Paul Heyman.
Okay.
Or maybe Jim Cornette. Totally. And then Zordon. I mean, Vince McMahon.
Would that be Vince?
It'd have to be Vince McMahon, really. But yeah, I love Randy Orton as the top. Yeah, definitely that one.
I was thinking Vince as Lord Zed because he's not particularly a good guy, right?
He's kind of a cunt.
Yeah.
Really. Maybe that way you could. There you go, you Hulk Hogan right there.
Lord Zed.
He's kind of a dick.
Okay.
Or the Ultimate Warrior because he's also kind of a piece of shit.
Okay.
Maybe Scott Hall, also kind of a piece of shit. Some wrestlers just weren't good people.
Make sure to tweet all those later on.
No, Scott Hall, they just rip me in half without even trying.
In words?
Or physically, probably both.
I mean, as long as we get them on the show, right?
Oh, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I would not talk shit to Hulk Hogan's face. I would probably immediately be so starstruck, just immediately nostalgic. I'm sorry for every bad thing I said, Mr. Bolea. Because I'm a bitch.
I was gonna say, like, how much of this should I put in the episode notes? None. Okay. By the way, I did find that YouTube page. It's Voltron versus Megazord, and it's basically by Ismahawk, Ismahh,
Ismahawk,
Ismahhawk. And they do a lot of like versus stuff. And this is the Voltron versus Megazord. I'll show it to you after we're done.
I may or may not have known about that. I kind of want to go again.
Okay, yes, please.
I love dogs. We all love dogs. You don't love dogs. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, if you don't like dogs, do me a favor and turn off this podcast, stop following, and get the fuck out. We don't want you.
We don't want you. We don't need you. Now, Jerry and I love Mr. Pickles. Mr. Pickles. This is a satanic dog. And then, oh, good boy. But then I kind of want to see, and this is more of a crossover. I want to see Mr. Pickles and Wishbone on an adventure.
I thought you say Mr. Pickles and poor Courage.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
It's like, don't do that to Courage.
I will never do the Courage. But
Is
Wishbone.
Mr. Pickles the dog on Rick and Morty?
No,
No.
that's
Oh,
fun fact. That's Snowball.
Snowball. Thank you.
Where are my testicles, Summer?
Yes.
Voiced by Rob Paulson.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
I
Sorry,
love so
sorry to
much.
derail you, PK. All right, continue.
no, that's amazing. I love it. I
Continue.
fucking love that fact there. But it's just, you got Wishbone. Wishbone is just an amazing, happy-go-lucky dog. If you guys remember Wishbone.
I really don't.
I do.
Mine were the dogs I grew up
Mm.
with were Clifford, the big red dog, Charlie from All Dogs Go to Heaven, like Chance and Shadow and that whole crew.
Homeward Bound.
Okay. Yeah.
and Beethoven.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beethoven.
Mhm.
I'm old enough to remember Lassie.
Oh
on
yeah, there
Nickelodeon.
you go. But no, I don't really. I can't say I know much
Wishbone
about
on PBS
Wishbone.
with Ghost Rider. He just time traveled through books and just fucking went through adventures.
I only know 2 shows from PBS. That's The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross and
Magic
Red,
School Bus?
Red
Oh.
Green.
The Red Green
With
Show.
the Red Green
Yes.
Show.
Oh,
Love Red Green
Was
Show.
Magic School Bus PBS?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
3 shows from PBS.
Dude, Word Girl is from PBS. And
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, 4 shows.
Even like Sesame
Wildcrats.
Street
4
from PBS,
shows.
right?
Zaboomafoo?
What?
Nope.
Is that African Bambata? What are you saying?
That was pretty close. It was just an animal show.
Okay. I think that got replaced by Wildcrats because that's the new animal show on
Oh,
PBS.
Wildcrats.
We have gone on a tangent.
Yeah.
Off the rails.
Yes, we have.
Of PBS.
Sorry.
Of all fucking networks. Yeah.
tangent.
Why not?
But yeah, Mr. Pickles, just a demonic, satanic dog
Right, that's where we
who
were.
would travel with Wishbone throughout history, just changing things up. I think that'd be hilarious. I would love to see it. I
Oh,
think
that
it'd be a
would be
great
hilarious.
variant art.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sign me up for that.
Thank you. We will.
I'm on board.
You get the newsletter soon.
Oh my gosh.
Do you guys want to take a break or do you want to drink a beer?
Up to PK. I'm good.
I would like to pee.
All right, cool. Let's take
Yeah,
a quick break.
we'll take a
and
quick break.
we'll be back.
Peace out. YouTube, we're just gonna kind of leave you hanging.
I wish there was a way you could pause it,
I know.
but yeah.
Peace out the recording.
We'll try to be back fast forward if you're watching this later.
Thanks, Instagram
Oh yeah.
and Facebook. I know one of you guys are watching.
All right, we're pausing our other recording. So cool. Finish this chai PA. A big shout out to Vic. He's not here, but we miss him. I haven't gotten up in a while. I need to stretch my legs. Oh my goodness. Excuse me.
There is no excuse for you.
No, there isn't. Are you able to get out?
We'll get there.
Okay.
What's that? Katie always says on Letterkenny, whenever somebody burps or farts. That was well brought up. Too bad you weren't.
I made it to
That one
episode
cracks me up.
3 of that show
Okay.
so far. So I'm getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Slow.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, it's much cooler outside of that room.
Yeah. This isn't at the bus right now. True. Yeah, let's go. All right. There's that.
Cool. Yeah, Ryan told me to test that out for the talking shit because I was gonna always, I was always gonna be remote. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't want to carry too much of anything. Quite honestly, the Levelator app, I was quite surprised how well that worked for me.
Okay.
And it's just easier just to carry a lap. I mean, my bag's already full.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
got a whole
Wow,
studio
your
in
bag
there.
really is full.
Whole studio in there, yeah. And a survival kit. Because you never know. When the apocalypse happens.
You do never know. Like when that is going to happen. Like,
Oh, look, zombies. Well, I got at least 3 bottles of aspirin. I got Band-Aids. I got Neosporin. I got a couple ponchos.
what's the bug out
Compass.
bag, right? Like, there are guys that make bug out bags, and they're like, got my 9mm Beretta. I've got my machete. I've got my other survival knife. I've got
pocket
my
knife. Yeah.
I got my, what is it? That bracelet thing, my
the cord.
paracord. Yeah.
Which I've been wanting to get one of those because those are actually really, really useful. And then
I think I had one and then I used it. And then it was like, well,
yeah,
that's done.
You used it. Yeah, but it came in hand.
Yeah. Yeah. You can use it on like a tarp or something like that.
And then
For camping.
like fucking like Jolly Ranchers and stuff because hard candy just stays forever.
Mm-hmm.
So you just never know. I don't know where my phone is.
Oh, I brought it out there for you.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, do I just hit this blue button?
Yep.
Don't hit it yet.
So I think I'm gonna actually take this blanket down and get a bunch more soundproofers.
Okay.
Just put that on there, but I think I'm gonna I found some that are multicolored. So you like checker it, so it's not just like a black blurb. People are looking at it, it could be like black, red, or whatever fucking color mixture.
I'm telling you, man, like I think we could build some shelves. Make it look cool. Put some backlighting on it.
Yeah, but I also want to make sure we don't have things that make the sound worse. And I guess it depends on the video because you have to be careful what you put on shelves because it creates shadowing, it creates reflection issues, and a whole bunch of other lighting complications. And a lot of times, whenever I see like YouTube presenters and it looks like they have shelving behind them, it's just a green screen that they took a picture of before. The magic of green screen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where are we at? 46:03. So break at. All right. I'll go ahead and hit live. We're fine. Put my ears in.
Are we live everywhere else?
We are not. Well, we're live on YouTube.
We're live on
They're just hanging out.
Instagram now because he told me we're cool to do that.
And yeah, we're
shit.
cool
All
on
right. Well,
YouTube.
then let's get going. All right. Cool. Pitter patter. Black Lives Matter.
Live on Facebook and hi Facebook. How
Don't make it
again.
weird, Will.
There we go. And I'm gonna catch you down. In you ready?
Mhm.
3, 2, 1.
You know, at this point, I think it's time for everybody's favorite part.
Hold on, I messed it up.
This fucking guy.
This guy.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. 3, 2, 1.
I think it's time for us to do everybody's favorite part of the show. And by everybody, I mean, well, mine. So-
Mine too, actually.
It's what we're gonna go with. This is the I'd Tap That segment, of course. As we said before, since we're an Idaho-based podcast, we have to make sure we profile at least one Idaho beer per episode and decide if we would tap it or not. This week's beer is from 2C Family Brewing out of Nampa, Idaho. This, oh my gosh, hiccup, excuse me. That's not the name of the beer. The name of the beer is the Barley Pop Blonde. Barley Pop. And it's a 6.8% blonde.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's one spicy blonde.
Yeah, Untapped qualifies this as a pale ale,
Untapped can go fuck itself.
but yeah, it's a blonde. We just talked to Dan. This was canned for us on the 10th, so just a couple days ago.
Ooh, freshy.
Yeah. Actually met up with the owner Alvin there, and he was just drinking these. I think he had like 3 of them in like the 2 hours that I was there. This has looks like 8 check-ins, 0 ratings, and yeah, 9 total overall. Like people have actually rated it.
So it's a brand new beer from a small
Yeah.
growing brewery. They're about to hit their 1-year birthday. Happy
Mhm.
pre-birthday again. We'll refer back to the beginning of the show. Make sure you check out our giveaway on the Instagram and Facebook for their growler and hats. And then go back and check out our episode with Dan on YouTube or wherever your podcasts are found.
Yeah, it comes in at 6.8 ABV with 22 IBUs, and that's about as much of a description as we got.
Cool. All right. Well, I mean, it's a blonde. What is there to describe usually? But I would love to chat with Dan and see what he did to make this one spicy meatball. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Too late. 6.8% though. I am blown away
Yeah.
with a blonde. I'm coming in at almost 7%. Usually this is 5% or less
Yeah.
on there. So let's drink it. Let's decide if it gets tapped or not. I love you guys, 2C Family Brewing, but if it doesn't get tapped, it doesn't get tapped. It's not my fault. It's yours.
Well, currently they're 2 for 2.
They're a fucking great brewery. They usually don't disappoint. They never disappointed. Never one thing that wasn't even like, oh, that's a fine beer. It's all been good beer so far. Let's see.
Wow. For a blonde? Wow.
Have you had this one, Will? Before tonight?
I had a taster just to see if it would kind of fit the profile for the I'd tap that segment, and that was it.
They are a fucking German brewery. You can tell there's a lot of great history there. This tastes like an amazing Belgian Tripel. Like light on the wheat and stuff there, but it's definitely there. Managed to somehow, like, this is a strong blonde. Dude, this is a nice, like, Viking.
It says Charlotte
Big
Flair
ass.
blonde.
Beautiful. Woo!
Woo indeed, sir. Woo indeed.
Woo. Woo. Sorry. Holy shit. Apologies to all the headphone wearers out there. And that's a great way to put it. Strong, athletic, beautiful. Just as a moonsault right on your taste buds. Put me in a figure 4 leg lock whenever you want.
Okay. So speaking of that, is that what are you gonna rate this beer?
This is fucking phenomenal. I love this for a blonde. I really do like these guys quite a bit. It does not disappoint, and it doesn't taste like 6.8% either. There's a good way of making this seem like a light, all-day drinker, and it is dangerous to that aspect.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give this a quattro, or as they say in English, 4. And
A 4.
yeah, it's getting tapped.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap it, and it's a tap me.
You think what does you Cortor say? YouTube.
Cortorse.
Yeah.
Uno, dos, tres,
Cortor
Cortorse.
say.
Because Bono somehow goes from 3 to 14.
There you go. I
Okay.
off topic. Right?
Hello. What a place called Venice. Stop it. We're going to get sued.
There you go.
We don't have rights for
You
that.
don't own the
Jerry.
rights. No, you sang enough. You sang it well too. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Suck on that, Bono.
Cortorse. I'm a man who likes to taste my alcohol in my beer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I do taste it in this particular one, and I very much appreciate it. When Jerry said barley pop, I just giggled so fucking hard because I love NSYNC.
That's what it sounds
Barley
like. To
pop,
me.
barley pop.
Pretty much.
And for a blonde, she is very, very strong. This is like an Amazon. This is an
Mhm.
Amazonian blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a beer that especially it's for the summertime, but for you to want to really to have a drink. You know, you're not drinking something light here. You're drinking
Yeah.
an actual beer.
Like it's Friday, you got off work maybe a little early, and it's just been an extra shitty week, and you're going to start it right. You're going to start it with some flavor. You're going to start it with some barley pop.
Barley pop. And I
Yeah.
understand why he had 3 of them when he was hanging out with you, Will. It's
It's crushable, dude.
very crushable, man.
That's the thing. It's not. One thing that really helps with that is it's not highly carbonated.
Yeah.
And I can tell that, and I appreciate that. And there's a brewery in Twin Falls, Kodo, which we've
Mhm.
actually had on the show, and it's performed well. But their head brewer, John, I can't remember what his name is, but his argument, like, and that was one thing I pointed out. I was like, I've noticed all your beers are incredibly low carbonated.
Mhm.
Like, there's almost no head on any of them. He's like, yeah, carbonation takes away from the flavor. That's not how beer should be made. If you want a real beautiful, flavorful beer, use as little carbonation as possible. And I think might be onto something.
Well, I mean, except for all those brute IPAs that were made just,
Brute IPAs
half
are
a year ago.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Goddamn terrible type of beer. But with this, I could slam this bitch and not feel super bloated either, which is also nice because it's the carbonation that makes you feel bloated.
Very true.
So,
It's true. I also think you smell the alcohol within the drink.
yeah.
For being a blonde, someone looking for like an everyday blonde, they might be a little surprised by this. But this is definitely something you shouldn't be afraid of. This is something you should try. It's definitely getting tapped by me, and I am tapping her at 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
you
is a
know,
good
coming.
summer beer for me.
It is. Well, and I know you're a big fan of the Tripel style beer. And to me, this is more of a Tripel than a blonde. At least
Wow.
that's the vibes I'm
We
getting from it.
really should.
And
talk
I
to
say that
Dan.
with nothing but respect because
We really should talk to Dan, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an amazing beer. I'm kind of sad that I didn't have one while I was at the brewery, but I'm glad that I picked it up for the show.
Well, yeah, and that's a thing. We we've had a lot of beer, and there's a lot of beer we don't have on the show because one thing that I think, at least for me, is I like having beer we've never had on the show because we get more of a genuine reaction from it
Mhm.
versus already, coming in with preconceived notions of how it's going to taste or whatever.
Well, and this is pretty new. I mean, you guys didn't have this when we did our interview
No,
a couple weeks ago.
correct.
So
Which I was kind of impressed. You're like, I've got some 2C beer. I'm like, we just drank 12 of theirs in one episode.
well, not quite 12,
Not quite
but,
12,
but 8.
Oh boy.
Uh, and yeah, brand new beer from them, and it's great. I'm gonna give this a 4.25. It is getting tapped, and that also makes it a Brewnomics recommended beer.
Heck yes, it
And
does.
not only that, but they are 3 for 3 on all of their iTap that segments. I think that's kind of the leading brewery to beat at the moment.
Oh,
Batting
yeah.
1,000 is pretty good. Probably what Woodland Empire's way up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What other ones? Boise Brewing's another one that's way up there. I think they're pretty close to batting 1,000 too.
There have been a couple, but those have been darker beers, kind of
Mhm.
more like specialty beers that we
They're
featured.
still phenomenal, even though
Yeah,
they may not.
even though they weren't
tapped.
like they didn't get tapped, but they're still phenomenal beers. So
Man, Idaho has such great beer. I'm so proud of this state. And it's like we've got some things I'm maybe not the proudest of. 49's an education. But there are a lot of things like our beer culture that makes me incredibly proud of this state and the way it's going and the way it's growing and the way the community supports each other. And we're seeing with the more, we get out and we do these interviews and we meet these people. They're good people. It seems to be. I really do enjoy it. All right. Well, I think we've said enough about what we need to say for the mashups crossovers, but I do want to go back to the beginning of the conversation, William.
yes,
where
I did have a couple things.
You had a few things. You said your wonderful wife, Crystal, had some suggestions. What we got?
So she was just being funny because I asked her last night, as we're lying in bed, about to fall asleep. And she came up with Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. She said, "Can Gandalf meet oh crap.
Dumbledore?
Thank you.
I saw somebody who's like, who would win in a fight between Dumbledore and Gandalf? And they're like, Dumbledore couldn't beat Snape. You think he can beat fucking... It's Gandalf. Jesus Christ. Get out of here. Get out of here.
He's a boss.
I just think it'd be funny to be like Gandalf would just kind of like discover the Harry Potter universe, and he'd like discover all these wizards and be like, my people.
Dude, could you imagine?
True.
And the sort of wizards that would be like, you mean we have fucking Dumbledore when Gandalf exists?
Well, and also, he'd also, kind of discover like Dobby the house elf, and he'd be like, where's Legolas?
That's an elf? What you doing?
Yeah. So that was really funny. That got me laughing. And she also suggested another one, and I almost wanted to take credit for it, but she said, wouldn't it be awesome if Beverly Hills Cop was mashed up with Bad Boys? And I was like, hell yes, I would totally watch the crap out of that. I just watched the third Bad Boys one, and it's not as good as Bad Boys 2. I feel like that is the movie to beat in that trilogy.
Oh, I saw your tweet that said this movie wouldn't be released now.
Yeah, I don't. With all of the Black Lives Matter stuff, I don't feel like it would. I don't think it would be released. Like maybe not. Like it just portrays too much police power, in my opinion.
There's definitely too much police power. Anyways,
the other one that she was just kind of like laughing, and she's like, "What about Little Mermaid and Aquaman?"
I like the theme
funny.
she was going
Might be
with, where she
hot.
was trying to keep it super tight. So I was trying to go like wildly different universe mashups. She was keeping some pretty clever themes together in that one.
She also thought of a cool mashup with, if you've ever seen Pixar's Inside Out, the part with the clown, right, where they try and wake the girl up. If she thought that would be hilariously crossed over with Pennywise from It.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
And then lastly, she had Gremlins mashed up with the Ewok adventure. Because, was it the little Mogwai Gizmo looks like a little Ewok?
He does look like a little
So
Ewok.
what if they were kind of mashed up with Gremlins? That would be kind of funny.
I think Ewoks would totally take out Gremlins. They're vicious little fuckers.
It would be funny to see, if anything.
Survivors,
those are all just fun things that my wife came up with last night. She was just laughing, and it made me funny. It made me laugh as well. I thought it was really funny. So other cool things that I saw online I want to give a quick shout out to were Black Panther and Thundercats.
Okay.
That would totally work.
That.
I just had a thought.
Okay, here we go. Off the cuff.
So something, it could be Mortal Kombat, maybe even a Street Fighter or a Tekken, just a great fighting franchise. But then we have to do like different cartoon characters against it. Maybe the Fox universe. So imagine them, but like Peter Griffin, that dude's damn near invincible. The sort of battles, the stuff he had, and if you could make that outrageous and like these silly, absurd fighting movements and stuff with a fat ass like Peter Griffin, you can throw in Homer Simpson, Bob, all the ladies from it, the kids, you could pull out different universe that interact like Rick from Rick and Morty or whatever, and like a Mortal Kombat versus some sort of animated universe.
I would love to see an animated universe version of like a beat 'em up brawler like Smash Brothers or something like that.
Sure, there you go. Sure. Like a Capcom versus Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah.
There's a I actually every time that I Captain Falcon in Smash Brothers does his Falcon punch, I always think of the little Hawaiian punch cartoon character. Just Hawaiian punch. Anyways,
that's silly.
Yeah, that's totally off the rails silly.
But I agree. You know, to see Stan Smith and Roger do something, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
We were just talking like Fox characters, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
I've always wanted like a Mortal Kombat and like Soul Calibur.
Dude,
that would be
like,
great.
Well, and Soul Calibur, do you remember they had a great one where they brought in some Star Wars characters, and then like people got super pissed off about Yoda because he was so small you couldn't attack him and he would just fucking annihilate.
That'd be better.
It was Soul Calibur 4, I believe. No,
5.
Yes, I have that. I had it for PlayStation 3.
I had it for the PlayStation as well, and I think PlayStation got Darth Vader.
It did,
and Xbox got Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember that it was different characters for different consoles.
So the last two that I had on my crossover wishes that I didn't, was going to kind of get back to the cartoon one, since we're kind of talking about cartoons, crossover was Dexter's Laboratory and Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Dee Dee would get along with Summer and Dexter would get along with Rick really, really well. And I feel like
Dexter and Rick would probably be phenomenal.
I just feel like that would be so much fun. And, Morty just being kind of like the third wheel, in that equation, like he normally is, would just, I don't know. I want to see it. Please make it happen.
I would say Dexter would get along both with Rick and Morty. Dexter does have more of a more morality to him than Rick does.
Rick does.
Yeah,
very true. Yeah.
But the science behind both of them, I think, would be great.
That'd be a lot of fun.
And then the last kind of like continuation kind of thing that mashup that I thought would be really cool is and this I will give some credit to my wife because she definitely helped me with this, was Stranger Things. You know how Winona Ryder's there? If her character was somehow like a continuation of Lydia from Beetlejuice. Because Beetlejuice and Stranger Things, that would just be fun, right? Like they have to kind of battle Beetlejuice's kind of like this other character from this other dimension, that 11 helps them discover.
That'd be cool. It's just both terrifying universes.
Yeah. I mean, with all the sandworms and like, all the undead people.
Demogorgons.
Yeah. It'd be.
Who would want to live in that fucking universe?
No,
I think that'd be awesome. Like she kind of like unleashes or unlocks some of like her childhood memories that are, been stowed away because of childhood trauma or whatever.
I think it's cool. I would rather live with superheroes and pay a lot for my insurance than live with demigorgons. Anyway.
No,
that's a great question. We should have that a whole other episode on that. Shoot.
All right. So let's see this. These guys, final beer of the night.
Yay. What? No.
So this is a brewery that I've seen recently pop up quite a bit in the Boise area. If you go to a place with a good beer selection, it's Gilgamesh Brewing, and they are from Salem, Oregon. These guys are, I don't know, new-ish, but they have a lot. I think I saw 5 or 6 of their beers here at Brewers Haven. This one is the Mamba. It is an ale brewed with black tea and tangerine peel. Told you. Flavor of the summer.
Oh, tangerine. We love tangerine.
Also, Rip Kobe. Ingredients. Water, malted barley, black tea, tangerine peel, hops, yeast. Ooh, I like that. Simple beer. That's literally all I got.
Okay, well, to that, JB, On the good old Untap, we have 8,503 total check-ins.
Not bad.
24.
lot.
That's a fucking lot. 24 for the month. It's an average rating of 3.55. 1 IBU. I don't know if it said on the camera.
1 IBU.
1 IBU.
That's amazing. It did not say that.
Obviously 6.5 ABV. It says a very complex hopless brew with a light yet slightly sweet and spicy body, brewed with black tea, a hint of tangerine avi, a rye creating an aromatic, extreme, unique brew. It's definitely a must try, as Untap says.
I would agree with that. First sip. Holy shit, that's yummy. So this is
Man.
another one, 6.5%. It actually does say 1 IBU on the can. I just missed that. That's hilarious.
It doesn't have any
Holy
hops.
shit. Alvin is the reason I got this beer.
Oh yeah? He was the one that was telling you about this?
Yes, and I just remembered that because when we met him at the lounge, he said he was way early. He thought he showed up like an hour
That's
early,
right.
and he walked down to Brewers Haven, didn't know, and he got a beer that had 1 IBU. And now I remember it was the Gilgamesh. I don't know if you remember calling it Mambo or not, but I'm 99.9% sure that this was
it.
the beer. And I think there's something subtly like in my little lizard brain that when I was searching through that, remembered that, and that just pulled it through.
You just admitted you're a lizard person.
Yeah,
That's cool.
we're real. So is Trump.
We're real.
I knew it all along.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
God damn, this is a good beer, though.
I know. Hopless?
Hopless. 1 IBU. How do you do that? Like, there's zero bitterness in this. It does taste a little bit like a black tea, which I really enjoy. I don't know if I'm getting much of the tangerine from it, but I do get a lot of that black tea vibe, and I dig me some black tea. God damn good beer. What was the rating on this?
3.55.
Fuck that. This is a 4.
Yeah.
I really like this beer. A fun one to end the night on. We had good beer today, dudes.
We really
Good
did.
beer today.
Yeah.
Not a bad one in the bunch. And I like when that happens. I feel like it's been a few weeks since that's happened, at least for me. But no, I enjoyed that. I'll definitely look forward to some more Gilgamesh. Also a fucking fun word to say.
Yeah, I'm looking to forward to see exactly what else we have, at least locally, that we can get our hands on from
So I
Gilgamesh.
saw like 5 of these at Brewers Haven. They have
Yeah.
a whole bunch of them.
Obviously, some new distributors getting them into the Boise Treasure Valley area. If you're around there, look them up, get it. I'm sure it's probably available in California and Washington. Maybe not Oregon just because they're so saturated, but
Well, it's from Salem, Oregon.
oh, really? Then
Mhm.
definitely Oregon. I thought it was an East Coast thing. No, it's definitely in Oregon. Yeah, check these guys out. This is a great beer. I'm also going to double down with you, Jerry. I'm going to give this a 4. It's almost like a gruit or a meat, but it's definitely different than any gruit that I've ever had.
Or really similar in the vein, another great low IBU, high alcohol percentage beer. Not that 6.5 is, but the Irish Death. 11
Yeah.
IBUs on that one, barely
Yeah.
double digits. Man, I'm going to buy this beer again. And it was cheap too. Again, like $1.88 a can
Okay.
for a 12 ouncer.
Wow.
So very well priced.
I might have to make a stop on my way home.
I-
Goodness, Jerry.
I could be wrong, but I feel like like both the beers I got, I was just like, well, look at that.
Huh. All right. Well, we're going to have to reach out to these guys then, apparently, because they're doing some kind of strange alchemy there.
Some. I would love the mastery,
Some magic.
the mastery behind this, but yeah, well done.
Yeah, black tea. The taste of the black tea is actually really fantastic.
Yeah.
It is.
That's the thing that's kind of undercutting everything.
Well,
Most
and
definitely.
that's what I loved. It's like, again, ingredients: water, malted barley, black tea, tangerine peel, hops, yeast. Simple, clean, beautiful.
And then I do get hints of tangerine more on the back of my tongue than I do with anything else. and it's just an incredibly crushable, drinkable beer. It's fantastic. It's definitely something that everyone should try, and it's a cute little fucking can. Well,
Mhm.
front. As Jerry had brought up, I would say R.I.P. Kobe
Oh,
because of Mamba, and I do rate her with the boys 4.0.
beautiful. So yeah, look at that. 2 Brewnomics recommended beers
In one
in
night.
one night.
Wow.
Damn,
That's
good
really
night.
good.
And they were both 6.5%. Nope, one was 6.8.
Still.
So stupid. What a moron. Anyways, that was fun, guys. I think that about calls it, though. It's about that time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme. I'm going to get mine.
Get mine.
So get yours. I want to see sweat coming out your pores.
All right, Marky.
Good vibrations.
I don't have the license.
Let us know what you guys think. If we missed anything with any sort of crossover and or mashup that you would like to have. If you want to share your thoughts with us, share your thoughts with us. If you don't. It's your life. Live it how you want to live it. But most importantly, 2C Brewing giveaway. Winner's about to be finalized. You still got a chance. If you're listening to this when it drops, you still got a chance. Probably announce the winner Wednesday, I think is what I'm going to go for.
All right. Again, that's like $100 plus of worth of goods that we're just gonna toss your way.
Yeah, you got like $115 of badass free shit, and you can refill this growler over and over and over again and probably use it as a blunt force weapon. Don't do that.
Don't do that. But we're jealous of you that you're going to get the growler and we're not.
Absolutely. Again, if you haven't already, get your Boise Beer Buddies membership. Use Brewnomics discount code for 25% off. Continue to follow us and the Lounge at the End of the Universe to see all the cool interviews we're doing with the craft beer community.
Yeah,
one way or the other.
Go get some. Go order some beer from the Lounge at the End of the Universe because they actually will deliver. You don't even have to wear pants in order to get beer to your house. If you're in the the bench area and that kind of thing. I don't think they deliver to Meridian or Nampa, but you're out there. We know you are. You want good beer. Get some beer from them.
Check her out. But in the meantime, be good to each other. Drink good beer. Support local. I'm Jerry.
Paula.
I'm William.
Vic says hi. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Talking shit
with Paula.
Yeah, go check that out.
Ah, shit. Sorry, Paula.
Oh no, not at all.
Sorry. I feel bad now. We should just.
I just remembered it like a second ago.
I got that in on the last bit.
Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, if you're watching, check out Talking Shit with Paula Khan.
There's more people on Instagram. I can never tell on Facebook. Thanks for watching. All 4 or 5 of you. Which awesome, by the way. 4 or 5 of you.
Wow, really?
We're awesome. On Instagram. I don't know what on Facebook. But...
I don't know how many people, and I also don't know many people on YouTube. I'm gonna quit that right now.
Backlash is boring.
What's boring?
Backlash.
What's Backlash?
The pay-per-view, the rest of the pay-per-view.
Oh.
It was Justin.
Yeah.
That guy's he has good opinions.
Cheers, YouTube.
He also has really stupid ones.
We're still on Facebook.